Welcome back to Coach's Corner. My name is Josh Dacey, and today we are joined by new Chipola Indians head men's basketball coach, Brett Campbell. Coach, welcome to the program.
Josh, good to be here. I'm excited about it.
Coach, congratulations on your new position. Can you tell us a bit about who you are and how you came to Chipola?
Well, I've always known Chipola's tradition, and certainly in the basketball circles. I've been in Division I basketball for over 25 years, coached all my life. And when this position came open, I knew some former coaches that had been here, and I thought it would be a great opportunity. I'd been a head coach at the University of Tennessee Martin for 10 years and had been an assistant most recently at Austin Peay, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity to come down here and be able to become a head coach again. And the opportunities that Chipola presents, I think, are pretty special.
Coach, what makes this job so appealing? Obviously, as a head coach, you've seen some of the success of Greg Heyer and Chris Jans. You've recruited here in the past, correct?
I have. In fact, I was here when Coach Milton Johnson was coaching, and Kermit Davis was the assistant and then eventually took over. So many years ago, I've understood and realized the tradition and the expectations of Chipola basketball. And I think that, more than anything else, really got me excited about this job and about the opportunity and about the challenges that Chipola presents.
Coach, you were a head coach at the collegiate ranks. How will your experience there help you with the job?
Well, I think in a number of ways. I know what these young men need to prepare for. I think I certainly can help in player development. A lot of things off the court from a discipline standpoint to kind of get them in position to be successful at the Division I level. I know what we recruited at the Division I level. I know what programs are looking for, and that's one of the things I want to do. I want to run this junior college program just as if we were at the Division I program, because that is what these young men are striving to go to.
Coach, you mentioned some of the coaches that you knew of in the past. Kermit Davis. Tradition is a big part of Chipola College. Will you welcome Greg Heyer and Chris Jans back to Mariana to recruit some of your players?
Oh, very much so. Talked with Cliff Ellis the other day, who's certainly from this area and has been very successful. But there's a number of coaches that have been through here, have done a great job. And the more opportunities that they can come back through here and recruit our players, or that we can have a working relationship with, I certainly welcome all those coaches.
Coach, what are some of those coaches that have coached here in the past? What have they said to you about the job?
Well, number one, that it's a place that's built for success. The resources are here, the opportunities are here, that you can be very successful. And that's one of the things that intrigued me a lot about this opportunity.
Coach, you have a relationship with the Chipola Indians head women's basketball coach, Greg Franklin. Can you talk a little bit about that and how special that is to you?
Well, it is. It's amazing how life kind of circles around at times. But one of my first opportunities of coaching at one of the Division I levels at Austin Peay as an assistant, and Greg Franklin happened to be a senior guard that year. So I had a year to work with Greg and got to know Greg, and actually helped him get his first coaching job in the business. So I've known Greg for a long time, and it's kind of neat to see how he's matured into a very successful basketball coach. And for us to be tied in here together, that was another plus in looking at the Chipola job.
So he kind of owes you one.
Well, I don't know about that, but he's certainly somebody that we've stayed in touch to and had a relationship throughout the years.
What has he said about Chipola College?
Well, certainly he has proven the point that you can be extremely successful. Coming off a national championship just a few weeks ago on the women's side, he realizes that the people here really care about basketball. They want to win championships, and all the pieces are in place to be successful. So I was encouraged to talk to Greg in regard to that, and seeing him do it firsthand is certainly encouraging also.
Coach, let's talk about basketball. What is your coaching philosophy, and what are some of the things the people in the community can expect from it?
Well, I think, number one, we're in the entertainment business, so we want to put a good product on the floor. I think in doing so, you want to put a product that can win. You certainly want to win your home basketball games on a consistent basis. People don't want to pay for average. They want to come out and see an exciting style of basketball. They want to see you walk off the court in a winning situation. So I think one of the things that people will see in this community is this team will play extremely hard. We're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to guard. We're going to defend. but also we're going to get up and down the floor. And my teams in the past have been usually one of the top 3 scoring teams in the conference. So that is a style I think a lot of athletes like to play, and I think a lot of fans like to see that game being played that way.
Coach, so you're an offensive-minded coach.
Well, I'd like to think I am, but I still think you win championships on the defensive end by defending and rebounding. But at the end of the day, I do feel very confident about putting players in position where they can be successful. I'm not regimented to a certain type of offense. I think you need to kind of develop your offense and tailor it to your personnel and kind of create mismatches on the other end of the floor.
Coach, how has your coaching style in the past stood out amongst your peers?
Well, I think most people would say I would have a team very well prepared going into games. I think we pay a lot of attention to detail. I think you do that in practices and being prepared. And I think the biggest thing is being organized, being prepared, and developing a work ethic. When you have the work ethic in your young men and among your staff, I think that triggers everybody else on the team and certainly will develop into a pretty exciting team when they play.
Coach, what are some of your strengths as a recruiter?
Well, I hope relationship, number one. I'm big on relationships with players. I've recruited, over the past 25 years and a number of players. I still have great relationships with them, talking with them about their families, their next job, their wedding. I really enjoy that part of it. It's not just seeing them on the practice floor and at game time. I want them to become a part of this family, this Chipola family, and a family that we will embrace for a long time and look back on good times. And that's probably an area that I really do enjoy. I enjoy getting to know new people, new families, recruiting them, and being a part of their life, and hopefully help develop them, off the court as well as on the court.
Coach, what makes a successful program?
Well, I think a number of things. Number one is commitment. I think your administration, and that's one thing that really triggered me to come down here is meeting President Hurst and also Coach Johnson. They are very much adamant about the success here, and when you have good administration, I think that's a big plus in having success in your program. I think you have resources here. I think we have tradition here. I think there's a number of things that will create success or have created success throughout the years here at Chipola.
What are 3 things you look for in a player?
Well, number one's character. I want to make sure they're the right kind of person that can be a good teammate. Will they make their teammates better? Are they going to be a good teammate? On and off the floor. I think that's a priority. Those are the kind of young men that I want to coach, I want represented here at Chipola and in the community. Number 2 is work ethic. I think they've got to be willing to roll up their sleeves and practice very hard on a regular basis and don't have to be pushed. They want to push themselves. They've got a passion for basketball. They have a passion to be better, to go to the next level, to win championships. And then probably third is just being that person that you can count on a regular basis, that they know I've got their back and I know they have my back. And from that standpoint, those are 3 things that I think are important when you're recruiting a young man. And obviously the skill level, we all know that, but I think basketball kind of takes care of itself. I think there's a lot of intangibles in young men that make them successful.
Coach, you continue to mention community. How important is the Mariana and Chipola College community to you, and what are some of the things that you'll do to reach out to the community?
Well, I think it's extremely important. Again, this community is not a large city by any means. They have embraced Chipola basketball throughout the years, and they know the success that it has had. I want to certainly have our players involved in the community. I want to reach out to the elementary schools, the middle schools, the high schools. I want to reach out to those people that support Chipola basketball. I want them to see our players not only on the floor, but actively involved in the community. So I'm looking forward to a number of opportunities to get the community involved and be back in the community and be involved with them. And again, that's another reason that I thought this was kind of an exciting opportunity, because the community involvement and how much of a love they have for Chipola basketball, or they have had in the past.
Coach, you may know the history of the Panhandle Conference. We've had two great teams this year. Northwest Florida and Coach DeMayo, his team, joined Coach Franklin's team with winning not only the Panhandle, they won the state title, and then the national championship. What are some of your expectations for next season?
Well, certainly our expectation every year is to win a national championship. I think that's a goal now. Will that happen overnight? You know, that's certainly a challenge. But I realize that this league, this Panhandle League, is the most prestigious junior college league right now when you look at it school by school, and the challenges that are presented every night. I mean, there are a number of very good coaches in the Panhandle. There's a number of very good athletes and basketball players in the Panhandle, and it's certainly going to be a challenge. But again, that brings that excitement to us and to our program that we were really looking forward to that. And Coach Franklin, you know, there's been a number of championships that have been won here, obviously on the national level. Coach Franklin in women's basketball, and we've won one in baseball and softball here, so I guess I'm the next that needs to step up to the plate.
Coach, obviously we talked about winning, how important it is in college athletics. We see it every day, even at the collegiate ranks. What else is important to you as a coach for these players?
Well, I think you've heard me mention that through this interview, the character and the opportunity to prepare them for the next level. I think that's important for the Chipola players here, is just kind of creating a family atmosphere and a community atmosphere that everybody that will embrace that around this community. And I'm really looking forward to trying to create that atmosphere with our players and our basketball staff.
My father once told me that there's two things that never sleep. One is money and the other is education. Who's Coach Campbell still learning from?
Well, I think I learn every day. I learn a lot from our players. I like to talk to our players and kind of see what gets them excited, what they've learned from their past and their coaches and different coaching styles. I have a number of peers in this business that I talk to on a regular basis that we bounce ideas off from time to time. And I've been able to work under some very good coaches in my life. Joe Dean Jr., who's now the athletic director at Birmingham Southern, but at an early age I worked with him, and he was extremely pivotal in my future as a basketball coach. Dave Luce was very instrumental at Austin Peay, working under him for a number of years. And also my college coach, James Domney at Valdosta State, who I just happened to see not too long ago, and it was very instrumental in me just going in this direction of college coaching.
Coach, some of the players that you'll probably have on your team next season, maybe from players and coaches that you know you're heading out to the Final Four. What are some of the coaches saying to you? Are they interested in placing players here? Have they discussed that?
You know, that's a nice thing. Again, because of the number of years that I've been in the coaching profession, the number of contacts that I do have, a lot of players, a lot of coaches are interested in placing their players here, which certainly helps. They know, again, the tradition. I think they know my background and what I'm about. I think they like having a player in this program, being prepared to go to Division I, since I've been there for many years. So I think that all kind of plays in part in the recruiting situation and very helpful.
Coach, you could say one last thing to the community. What would it be, and what can we expect from Coach Campbell for next season?
Well, I hope the one thing I'd like to say to the community is I'm excited to be here, and I think I'm looking forward to putting a good product and putting good young men back into this community on a regular basis, and I hope, and I think it will happen very quickly, that they'll see that our players are going to be the kind of young men that they want their families to be around and see and support on a regular basis, and this will be a really good win-win situation in the long run.
Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Josh, thank you.
Good luck.
I appreciate it.
For Coach's Corner, my name is Josh Dacey. Until next time.